Guys, welcome to the Snatch Grip RDL demonstration. Today we're going to be going through the major coaching points that you need to bear in mind for this fantastic exercise to build posterior chain strength. The term Snatch Grip refers to the grip that you would utilize within the Olympic snatch exercise. It's typically, for most people, 1.5 times shoulder width to double shoulder width depending on shoulder mobility and arm length and so on. But basically, if you utilize the power rings, if you have an Olympic barbell, it's roughly around there from index finger all the way in towards your pinky finger. That tends to cover the basis for most people. What I tend to recommend people to do is start with an empty bar and take your hands as wide as you need to go until when you create a little bit of triple flexion, as you can see in the video, the bar should rest within the crease of your hip. And again, just continue to widen your hands out as far as you need to go until you find the similar position that you can see within the video. Then from here, you're going to drive your chest up, okay, and externally rotate your shoulders. So you want to focus on getting the crease of your elbow to point forward, and imagine essentially lifting your chest and twisting the bar and trying to snap it in half from the shoulder joint. This will create stability around the shoulder and help to generate intrathoracic pressure. From here, slight degree of flexion in the knees, making sure that your abs stay tight. You're going to hinge at the hips, pushing the hip joint backwards, letting the shoulders go out in front of the body, okay, and in front of the bar, keeping the bar relatively close to the legs at all times, and slowly lowering the bar down to approximately knee height, if not slightly lower. As you do this, you should feel a huge amount of stretch and activation throughout the posterior chain, particularly into the hamstrings, and you want to make sure that that knee flexion angle stays relatively fixed throughout the course of the movement. So you don't want to excessively bend the knees as you move. Once you've created that little bit of flexion at the start, keep it fixed and just focus exclusively on the hip hinge. Once you reach knee height, you should be able to come back up again, driving through your heels and squeezing your glutes and hamstrings at the top of the movement. Now, one thing that we tend to see with this is people will go too far. So they will get anterior pelvic tilt, let their shoulders internally rotate, and essentially just lower the weight towards the ground. For most people, by and large, you should be able to maximally activate your hamstrings at around knee height. If you have to go excessively lower, okay, you want to focus on generating more intra-abdominal pressure. A lot of people, that are particularly women that are hypermobile, they'll be able to get all the way to the ground, but that's because the muscles are relaxing to get into that position. So you want to focus on the goal should be trying to get maximal activation at around knee height. Again, this will come from that thoracic extension as well, because there is an intricate link between the shoulder and the hip. You want to focus on keeping that bar close, so you'll squeeze your lats to pull the bar in. And I recommend for everyone to hold the bottom position for at least 1 second, just to make sure that the bar isn't drifting away from you before coming back up again.